Let's get your voice back into singing week 1. This series is going to help you get your voice back into singing if it's been a while, if you've taken some time off, or if you just need to get started. Disclaimer, I am not a laryngologist, and if you've had an injury or something vocally that has happened that you think you need to see a medical professional for some help, please do that. If you have any pain or discomfort while practicing, let's get started. If you've taken some time off of singing, if it's been a while since you've been using your instrument regularly, we want to take it very slow starting out. So this week 1 video is going to go very slowly, just getting your voice back into running shape. To do this, we are going to be using our voice in a way that is very minimal. We're not going to be starting out with belting and using a lot of our range. We're going to be using a small part of our range, but in a very comfortable way so that we're not overdoing it too early and causing fatigue. Think of this like you're starting to train for a 5K. You would start really slow, start by just doing some warm-ups, figuring out what's going to work for your body, and that's the way that we're going to take this series. So I'm going to give you 3 warm-ups and exercises that I want you to work on for the next week, every single day. We're going to do 5 minutes of these exercises every day for the next week. We're going to start with some really light humming. We're not even going to worry about singing yet. We're just going to start with humming. Now, when you hum, I want you to think ah, but with your mouth closed, with your lips closed. So there should be some room in the opening of your mouth here, but with the lips closed. So we don't want to be pushing really hard on the H sound to make that hum sound. We want to be thinking almost but with the lips closed. We're going to take this really nice and light, not too loud. We're not trying to belt this to make a really loud sound. We're just doing a nice, light, easy ah sound with the lips closed. I'm going to take this where it's comfortable for my range, but if this feels like it's going to be too high or too low for your range, depending on where you're at, use this exact same warm-up, but put it into your vocal range. And we're going to think ah with the lips closed. Sounds like this. You can hear I'm going very light on that. I'm not pushing. I'm not going It's just nice and light and easy. All right, we're going to start low. We're going to start somewhere around there, and we're going to work our way up together. Here we go. Okay, so you can see I'm not taking that warm-up way too high or way too low for my own personal vocal range, and that's because you want it to feel fairly comfortable, especially on this very first day, getting back into these warm-ups. I'm just putting it in that comfortable spot of my voice. If your voice starts to crack on that one, or you start to feel any discomfort, pause it, try it again the next day, again sticking to that more comfortable part of your vocal range, and see if it's feeling a little more comfortable the next day, and also making sure that while we're working through all of these warm-ups that we're extra hydrated. You're going to do that warm-up for 7 days straight, every single day, working through your comfortable range, and if you can, every day or every other day, or even after this week, you're going to add a little bit higher and a little bit lower to your routine. All right, to keep this really simple, we're going to do the exact same warm-up, but this time actually opening up and singing an ah. So instead of singing that hum sound that we were doing, we're going to actually sing the ah. Very important here to keep our jaw nice and relaxed. We're going to have a nice open space with the mouth. We don't want it to look like this. We want it to look more like this, so that we have a lot of space for the sound to come out. Okay, we're gonna start a little bit lower than we did with that humming warm-up, but same idea, starting around here. And we're gonna sing ah. See how I'm starting almost kind of where the bottom of my voice wants to sit, but not bottoming out. So I'm not going way too low and risking causing fatigue or pain with a voice that's not ready for it. Here we go, ready? Ah, 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 ah. you can see I'm not going way too high, but I am going comfortably high in my range so that I am warming up that part of my voice that maybe doesn't get used as much. And especially if you're just getting back into singing, that part might feel a little tricky. You might have a little bit of cracking going on. That's okay as long as you're not feeling discomfort or pain or fatigue. Really making sure to keep everything relaxed, making sure to open up that mouth, and we're making sure to not be too loud. We don't need to be yelling this. We just need a nice, comfortable ah, keeping everything relaxed and hydrated. I'm gonna do one more warm up, and this one we want to say the word wee, 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 wee. This one might feel the trickiest, but it's going to be a great one for warming up that middle part of the range, for finding more of a mixed voice. If you experience voice cracking in any of these warm-ups, that's totally normal. This function of your voice may have not been used for a long time, and so it's like relearning how to coordinate, relearning how to move. Your vocal cords are learning how to do what they're supposed to do, relearning this skill, and so it's totally normal for them to have some cracks, for some weird sounds to happen. Again, as long as you're not feeling discomfort, no worries. So for this one, we're going to keep it really middle of the range just to make sure that everything is staying really healthy, especially for this first week. We're going to sing it on a wee. So we want this to be kind of bright sounding. We don't want it to be getting stuck in the back of the mouth sounding wee, right? We want it wee, 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 wee. You can hear that sound there. So we're going to start and it's going to sound like this. Wee, 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 wee. Again, doing this in your own comfortable range. Here we go, starting here. Wee, 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 wee. Wee, 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 wee. Wee, 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 wee. Let's do one more. Wee, 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 wee. Not going too high. I'm not taking that one down too low. That's really just going to be focusing on the middle part of my range until we are able to expand our mixed voice up higher and lower after a few weeks. So your assignment is to take those 3 exercises and to use them every single day for 5 minutes. It shouldn't take longer than 5 minutes. The goal is to do it every day. Doing vocal warm-ups every day for a few minutes is going to be so much better for strengthening and re-strengthening your voice than an hour-long workout session once per week. After you've done this, stay tuned for next week, and I'm going to give you the part 2 and what to do next. Feel free to let me know if you have questions in the comments.